Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and I'm so excited to get into this whole video of my journey of what I see as an embarrassing failure of a business that I ran to now running a whole creative and digital marketing agency. And mind you, these were very expensive lessons. They did not come for free. And so I hope that this is able to help you when you go and pursue what is on your heart in terms of business. When I look back, I cringe. I cringe not a whole lot. I used to cringe a whole lot. But in ways I'm trying not to feel embarrassed, but it's a part of my story. I had started a whole greeting cards business back in the fall, and you're wondering, okay, Tamar, like who starts a greeting cards hustle? Like, or not hustle, but business. Like, who's in the market for it? And I know there are some people who are, but it's gonna take a lot more energy in terms of money and marketing efforts to really get a whole greeting cards business out there. And so for me, what I did was that I was like, hey, I'm gonna take a gap year and take a chance on myself in pursuing a whole greeting cards business. And so I launched back in the fall, and man, did the expenses go out towards the photo shoots that I had with models that I paid each model, and I had to pay the photographers there, the expense towards the website building, the expense towards having advertisements go out, promotions go out on social media, and putting myself out there pursuing this. Now at the back of my head, I always thought like, well, who's really out here to buy that? And you're wondering, Tamar, isn't that a really bad place to start? But I somehow still mustered up the courage to still pursue it. And what I learned from what I see now as a part of my story, it's not a failure, even though in the eyes of the world, it's like, no, your business flopped, Tamar, it didn't go anywhere. Though there was some sales, it wasn't enough to keep the business afloat. What I can say is that those lessons that I learned when it comes to mindset, you hear a lot of these entrepreneurs talk about mindset, and I'm like, okay, sweet fluff, cool. No, just tell me how I'm supposed to like get things organized so I can start making money. And I didn't have my heart in the right place because I was just like, I'm on this gap year and I want to start making money and get my feet on the path right away, but I didn't really think about like how am I gonna create a whole customer service experience? Like, how am I supposed to design that around customers? I didn't do that. I didn't see that as a focus. All I remember is that having my mindset tested, because when you're first starting out and whatever your intent is starting a business, you're gonna be faced with problems and you're gonna be problem solving all the time. I didn't think that my mindset had to be on in terms of, okay, I'm gonna have to fix this problem right away. I'm gonna have to find a solution. I'm gonna have to not give up. I need to keep going. And that tested me a lot. I finally understood what these entrepreneurs were talking about. Yeah, your mindset will be tested. I really didn't know that until I myself got into that space. And I finally understood, yeah, you're gonna have to have your mind right. Another thing was that not making the business centered on you, about your dreams, about your wants. At the end of the day, you're serving people, and their lives are going to be either impacted by what you offer to them, or your business is going to be looked over because it doesn't bring any meaning to anybody. And I went about in such a way that I didn't design a whole experience centered on customers. I just was like, how do I get them to buy from me? And that's not, no, you need a whole new approach, because at the end of the day, you're serving people. I did end up going a bit broke. I went pretty broke. I was like, this is the worst financial decision. Not ever, because I learned so much from it, but it put me in such a hard place. And now I'm a co-founder, but do I work my 9 to 5? I do, because my agency right now isn't gonna, I need to be wise as someone who is working in the daytime to use her paycheck and a portion and to put it towards the agency she's working on. So what I had learned so much from that time is that I'm someone who went to school. I studied business, Did it teach me anything about entrepreneurship? Absolutely not. Do we have a lot of entrepreneurs who ended up being successful and didn't go to post-secondary? Oh yeah, we have so many. But what I can say is that getting your hands dirty and pursuing a business, and mind you, you have the internet to help you, versus going to school are two different ball games. And I learned that I couldn't really use what I learned from school to help me with that. So when the business just ended up flopping all in all, and you're like, you're a business graduate, you started this business, it flopped, like where did you go wrong? There were so many areas, and it's common for your first business to fail. It's pretty common, but there were so many areas. I look now, like my character then, I had to be, there was some maturing that I had to go through. I didn't understand how much I needed to invest in towards planning. And yes, it's gonna take money to make money, so yeah, you're gonna have to have money set aside towards going into a business, but I really didn't calculate the costs as much. I didn't really plan as I thought I did, and I thought it was pretty simple, but it wasn't. And with all that being said, I learned that you can pray and pivot, and that's exactly what I did. I was just like, I'm not gonna give up. I do still feel like, as I'm still discovering who I am and what I'm about, like, I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna use my gifts, because I feel like I need to be at my full potential. Like, I want to live up to my full potential. I want to exceed more, and it's not about me, but I know that I am someone who has gifts that have been deposited in me from the Lord, and I want to use it wisely, and I don't want to let the days pass on by. So I felt like, okay, no, I still believe that I'm called to do this. And what I had learned is that pivoting it's the most helpful thing you can do for yourself, instead of getting in the shrugs but being upset, being frustrated that something didn't work out. Pivoting is important. So someone who had a whole greeting cards business that flopped, but then ended up now pursuing a whole agency, like, I have client work to do, and I thank the Lord that I get to help someone with their business, which is such an honor. And I get to see that I need to also have a heart posture as a servant, like I'm serving them. Yes, I know that there is money involved because it is a business. At the end of the day, a service is being provided, like, of course, but really you come in with a posture of humility, like, this is about them. This is how you can use your gifts to help them, so that they will become the person that they aspire to be. You're just joining them on their journey. And it depends, yes, what business you are in and doing, but as an agency owner, like, that's what I'm doing. I'm helping people stand out in the market. And yes, this is a pivot that I didn't see coming, and I'm honored that I get to do this. And I share this story as an encouragement that God can use what you thought was a whole failure, an embarrassment to your name, to your rep, to who you are, that He can use this, flip the script, and be like, nah, there is still hope, and you are gifted. Your gifts will be used for the kingdom. You're not overlooked. You will succeed. And that's what I want to encourage you with. So do not be afraid to step out. Do not be afraid to actually use what God has deposited in you, and to actually go ahead and build the business, pursue the business that He has laid upon your heart. I believe there are a lot of creatives that actually want to pursue the entrepreneurial route, who want to take their craft serious, and I'm here to support you. Like, I'm literally a creative myself, and I do believe in people using their gifts and helping other people out in terms of entrepreneurship. Not every creative needs to become an entrepreneur, but if you do believe like this is the path for you, and you also are someone of the faith, and you've prayed and you believe this is what you're led to, I really encourage you to actually put your whole self in it. It's gonna try you, but listen, you have God on your side, because you can rest in Him. He's your provider. And at the end of the day, here's a mindset thing we need to get down, that that we are straight up stewards. No matter what, we are straight up stewards in the Lord's eyes. It's Him that owns the business, but it's us that's been entrusted to run it, right? And so if anybody steals from you, they steal from the Lord. Anybody who speaks against it, they speaking against what the Lord has put on you. It's gonna be them and the Lord. It really is. I want to encourage you, if you're in a place where you feel stuck, you can pivot. you can pivot and ask and take the time, ask the Lord, where do I need to be positioned? How do you want me to go about? Lord, do you want me to just spend time with you now and to just invest in this relationship I have with you? Those moments are not to be overlooked because those are key. And you know what? In those moments, that's where sometimes the pivot comes in, because the Lord is so faithful to deposit revelation or bring us connections over time, you know, as we pursue what the Lord is calling us to pursue, or in those moments where we feel like we need to be still and receive from the Lord. I wanted to leave that for you as an encouragement, and I pray that this whole video is a blessing. Guys, if it had happened to me where I thought this whole greeting cards business, that was a whole failure, I should have never stepped out, where God was faithful to have me pivot, it can happen for you as well. And so I want to leave that with you guys. Thank you for watching this video. If there was something in this video that stood out to you, comment below, let me know. I love reading your guys' comments. I like getting back to your questions. Like this video, you liking it actually helps the video get pushed out to people who are on that same zone or area of thinking of where just like I failed in my business. How can I, how do I step out from this? How do I pivot? Is there an option for me to pivot? Is there hope? This can serve as an encouragement for them. And subscribe to this channel if this is exactly what you're looking for. This hits home. This is what you're about. I love doing content like this, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care and God bless. Bye.